I had to wear sunglasses for this video because I've been crying all morning. The reason I've been crying is because I keep coming across this stuff that is being advertised to you to get your swing better in an instant. And most of it is just garbage. Now keep in mind, there are some good ones out there, but how do you even know it works for you? The bottom line is you're better off taking that money that you're going to spend on these swing aids, invest it in a 401k or some CD for retirement so you can enjoy playing golf later on in life, because most of my students I see bring this stuff to the lesson tee. What are you thinking? Did you fall for it? Yes, they did. Unfortunately, today we're just going to try and take a look at some swings and see why you don't need to go down the avenue to get some swing trinket, because there is no trinket to solve everyone. We all are so unique. Now, having said that, there are some good ones out there. I've seen some good ones. I've recommended some ones to some students that I know need it because they fall in that small demographic based on their rotation issues, where their arms are, and how do I get them to be more connected? Yes, use this because this falls for you. But if I for a second leave my students alone just to go and do willy-nilly and order whatever they want, they're going to come back looking like RoboCop. Today, let's take a look at some swings, and we're going to look at great golfers and amateurs and see why they are so different, specifically for the swing jacket. Now, the swing jacket basically says you're going to keep your arms tucked to your side and stay connected. Hey, that's great. The problem is most of us don't do that. Not even the best in the world do that. They need their arms to fly up and down to get the steepness or the flatness depending on their torso ratio, their leg length, their arm length, how they hold the club, how they grip the club, how they release the club based on their grip, their body positioning, their tilt. There's just too many things at play, not to mention injuries and your ability to rotate, which we all know that most of you watching this don't do anything for your rotation, don't do any stretches, just barely get out of bed some days. And hey, I'm one of you guys, so I know how it feels. So let's get real and let's start looking at some golf swings. But before we get to diagnosis, do me a favor, hit that like, share, subscribe. If this really helps you, let me know in the comments. If you think this is a waste of time, let me know in the comments too. I'm all about communication. So what we're going to do first is take a look at some of the best in the world, and we're going to just breeze down through these, and let's just look at what that swing jacket is trying to get you to do. So you see how the right arm is staying against that body, but take a look from this point on to up here. If she was wearing that swing jacket, she wouldn't even make it. The right elbow would be much closer, which will bring her left arm lower, which will bring her plane lower, and now she's going to be trapped. She needs to get this way because of her accentuated tilt at the start of your swing. She has learned to come slightly steep, but then get that club. Look how steep that club is, and she strikes the golf ball. Keep in mind, this was the #1 amateur in the world some years ago, so this girl can play. You all know this gentleman. Now, this swing jacket might work on this gentleman. Take a look at his right elbow. It is stuck to the side, but is it completely stuck? Not really. It's closer, but the right elbow needs to get away from the body. You cannot be so jammed. You're going to be stuck unless you can Gumby it and over-rotate at impact to help get your hands out in front. You do need your arms to be free, but this person is closer, and we take a look that they can do that because now that's where the jacket wants you to be. But how did he get there? Because he is able to turn so much on the way back. Do you think that the average amateur can turn this much, hold their hips in place while their upper body rotates all the way around, develops all this X factor in their body to be able to torque and unwind through the golf ball? Probably not. So unless you can get a lot of turn, don't get your arms stuck to your side. If you lack turn, you need the arms to pull back. Hate to break it to you, but that's just how it works. So if you want to do the quick fix, get that little thing to put on your body. It might work in the range for 1 or 2 shots, but take that thing off, you're going to go right back to what you were, guaranteed. Next up, we have another top quality golfer in the world. Look at that right elbow. Where's that right elbow going? It's going away, up, and outside of the body. There's no way this right elbow is being stuck. Now, in connection, what they're focusing on is keeping the arms out in front of the chest. That's great, but in order to do that, you need to rotate. If you don't rotate, your arms have to do that by self, and all of a sudden you look like you're doing some 80s dance that you get kicked out of the club for. But you need to get that rotation. But most of us have a tight body. We cannot do that, so we have to get our arms and hands to take over. And all these professional swings are geared. They have worked their way around. Now we know her body has built up the motions to get from that top position down to impact sufficiently while she's maintaining her posture, back brace line, moving the body weight left back heel to allow this tilting to occur and allow the rotation to carry your hands out in front of her chest. So all this is done, and don't get fooled by these golf professionals that slap on that tchotchke and said, this changed my game, because that is just nonsense. What changed their game is pure talent, 25 years of hitting 1 million golf balls, dedication. They're actually selling themselves short. They're selling out their hard work for a quick paycheck. And most of these tchotchkes make one person very rich. Just to give you an idea, the fitness industry is an $80 to $90 billion a year industry. The golf industry, just clubs alone, you're looking at $8 to $10 billion a year, just clubs. The tchotchke industry is about $500 million to $1 billion. Now, think about all those tchotchkes that you have sitting in your garage that promised you 10 yards straighter, easier, less work. You want to be where this lady is, and she was leading the Olympics a couple of days ago. You want to be where she is. It takes a lot of work, dedication, skill set, hand-eye coordination, and talent. But while we have her on the screen, let's just take a look at her motions, because you will see that she is pretty connected. And what most tchotchkes are trying to get you to be is more connected. So we see a beautiful turn. However, look how far that right elbow is away from the body. If she got that right elbow trapped to the body, this club will be so flat that she will have to try and get that club back around somehow on the way through. So you need width. Width is your friend. If you're trapped on that right side, you're not going to get width, and you're going to sacrifice a lot of impact positions. At the top of the swing, look how high the right elbow gets. There's so much room between her elbow and her right side. This is the connection they're trying to get across, is the hands are staying connected to the center of that elbow position while they're out in front, meaning they're this side of the chest turning. But if you don't get that chest to turn, there's no way for you to be out in front. If you reduce your body turn, your hands have to make up, and that's where you get very tight and narrow, and you are back fishing instead of playing golf. And here's the same swing, but we're going to look at as she takes that club back. Look how far. Yes, she is connected here, which is probably what that jacket wants you to do. But look at that right elbow flying away from the body. So when you see a lot of amateurs out there in the range with the sock or the head cover underneath that right side, that's basically what this jacket is trying to do. It's trying to constrict you like a straight jacket. The only straight jacket you need is when you're in the nut house from using it, because all you're going to do is drive yourself crazy, because that's not how you hit a golf ball correctly. You need leverage. You need your arms to go high. You need to get them to go work their way up and down. So there is a rail system. Now there is a swing jacket out there that has rails on it, and I've seen that, and that one looks pretty good. That one looks a little bit better than tightening everything up so tight that you can't be free. Now I understand why they do that, is they're trying to get you to get your body more involved. However, like I said in the beginning, how many of us get up there and stretch every day, every other day, work out every day, every other day, make sure they drink enough water to stay hydrated so they can flex around their tight muscles? Very few of us do that. We just want this quick fix, but there's no such thing as a quick fix. So take that money and either go get a golf lesson, go join a gym, go stretch. That will help you a lot better than getting some tchotchke that says they will do it for $19.95. Even a brand new amateur, let's take a look at this motion. We can see that the right elbow wants to get up. Now, reason why it wants to get up is look how tight the club is to the right shoulder, because there is no turn. We can see he's trying to get his upper body to turn, but look at the lower body. There's no turn. So even though we don't have turn, the arms are trying to take care of that motion, but they're not doing it stuck on that right side. They need to get up to make up for that lack of turn. So when you have turn, your arms get higher. When you don't have turn, your arms get higher. So why would you use something that restricts your arms for getting higher? It's just asking for trouble. Here's a great example. Really good golfer, amateur. Take a look at how high the hands got. Now, right elbow, it's away from the body, but you know what is good? The connection here is what they're trying to get across, is that triangle is pretty connected to the front of the chest. But in order to do that, you have to get a lot of turn, which he's able to do. So he's restricting his hips, getting a lot of turn. Not that many people can do that, but because his hands are high, look at this talent that he's able to get that club back down. So if all of a sudden he's wearing a straight jacket to get his arms to be stuck to his right side, all this neurological system that he's built up from the top of the swing to impact, just may as well throw it in the trash, and you're going to come down and hit the ground about 4 foot behind and break some clubs and break some wrists. So don't go and invest in something because it sounds good on television. They are doing their job by promising you 3 things. Hit it straighter, hit it further, and you don't need to do all the work. Easy. This is easily worth $99.95. No problem. The problem is after you take it off, what happens? So I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you have a garage full of tchotchkes? If you do, write down your best one that you have and also the worst one you have and tell me why. Do you think I'm wrong in this? But you know what? I'm going to say, no, I'm not wrong in this because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen so many of my students show up with stuff that, man, you may as well just go and make a art sculpture out of all your tchotchkes and put it in some modern museum because that's probably where it belongs. Hope that helps you. I'll see you tomorrow. Fairways and greens.